The program calls Love Goddess Experience because there is a lot of experiences in it, and the homework and the practices, it's for you to do, show up, act, and be differently, and then gather data, how it's working, and what it is changing. So it's a 3 months program. The structure on the program is that every Monday, the new module will be released. So you're going to have a lesson for you to watch on your own at your time. We're also going to have a Telegram group, and Telegram group will be our main channel of communication, where we're going to have a homework thread. We're going to have a chat where you're going to share your ahas, like a communication. And what I love about such chats and spaces is when you're having a bad day and you hear that somebody else is having a bad day, you're kind of like, okay, that's fine. Or you're seeing that somebody's crashing it, and then it motivates you to be like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. We amplify and we inspire each other. And I am actively participating in the chat. You can ask me questions. I'll give you reflections. So we actively connected there. You will also have 4 live calls. On the live call, we're doing the hard thing. We're working with beliefs. We're looking at your relationship dynamics. You're getting coaching from me. We're doing like practices that otherwise might be a little bit harder to do on your own. So the way the program's structured is the first month, we are diving deeper into the feminine state, feminine energy, what that is. The first month, we're working on the feminine state, and we're going to start with what is feminine state, and we're going to do practice that calls Wheel of Life, where you're actually going to assess your satisfaction with your own life, because that absolutely impacts how you feel. If you feel shitty about yourself, that is in your field. You bring that to your relationship with your partner. That impacts. We need to understand how everything is interconnected, and our feminine field is what's inside us. So we cannot hide it. Even when we hide it, I like the analogy that it's like a smell. If we are not washing our body and just learning cool feminine practices, it's like a pretty dress that you put on unwashed body, but the smell is still there. And this is what energy is, right? This is how the communication unconscious between men and women happens. He can smell that, he can feel that. He might not understand it, he might not have language for it, but it will constantly create and sabotage your dynamics. So the Wheel of Life practice will give you a great assessment of how you feel in general about your life and what are the areas needs you, where you are present in your own life. Then we're going to talk about empowered and disempowered, feminine and masculine. So you understand your own, when you go into disempowered, how you can come back to the empowered. And you and your partner will be moving throughout of those 4 roles all the time. It doesn't mean that, oh my God, I always need to be in the empowered. No, but we need to understand how we can change and how we know the way out when we're going into minus. And we also talk about women's role in a relationship. As I mentioned earlier, a mother in a plus is one of the beautiful roles, and one of the things that nurturing and caring nature and softness and tenderness, it's absolutely something that man cannot get anywhere else. So that's extremely appealing. When it turns into control, it goes into a minus. Right? So you gain understanding of those roles. And again, what to do when you go into a minus. Very, very powerful knowledge. Then we're having a live call, our first live call, where I'm going to meet all of you live. And we're going to talk about and uncover hidden beliefs that you have about love, about man, about yourself. That's a very powerful call because we have a lot of them and they are driving our behaviors. And I'm going to teach you positive psychology practices, how you actually work with your beliefs. And then you guys going to have a lesson on the feminine throne method. So the feminine throne method, it's what I created and what I teach, and it's the foundation of everything that I teach. It's your solid foundation. And that's why it's the lesson 4, because we need to clear up things that actually will be rightening that foundation before we're going to start building the foundation. And the feminine throne method has 4 legs. The first one is nature and your body. So connection to your body, connection to nature. And I talk in the lesson in full detail why is that. The second one is your creativity and beauty, because we create beauty. We can always bring life into anything, not only physically, but through what we create, what we prettify. It's our connection to our desires. It's this wide feminine range that is very important to cultivate and to be in touch with, because this is the source of your magnetism and the source of your sanity. Because we have a lot of creative energy. If we don't use it, then that energy, right, turns again into minus. And this is when we start nitpicking our partners, and we can start turning our relationship into our creative project. And your relationship has never meant to be a creative project, because polarity, when polarity is balanced, happens almost like on its own. So you don't have to manage your relationship. It doesn't have to be a creative project, but you need to have connection to your creativity. Then it's sisterhood, women amplifying women, your girlfriends, and you might meet people in this group who become your girlfriends. And the fourth one, the biggest one and the most important one that requires to discipline and a lifestyle and all those skills, is self-devotion. When you put yourself first, because you know how your state is important, that your state is actually what's holding you and your life and creating safety and bringing you resources and cultivate polarity in your relationship. It's everything. And we can achieve that through self-devotion, which is this program. It's all about how to mastering that, because we approach relationship and we've been taught, and this is what we see all the time, that I put myself last. My boyfriend, partner, husband needs goes first. My kids goes first. My mom goes first. My boss goes first. I'm going last. Or maybe I never even make to the list. And no, you're not in your feminine. You're just a doer. You're a server. And being a server is not a feminine role. It can be part of it, right? You have your nurturing, but you're doing that from a full cup. You're not doing it out of obligation and resentment. It kind of cancels the whole thing. And it impacts and make you resentful towards the people. And it's a typical thing, right? I'm doing everything at home. I'm doing everything for him. I'm doing everything for my kids. And nobody notices me. Nobody tells me to take a break. Nobody brings me tea. Well, why? We created that. We trained them. Everything they need, I'm the first one to take care of that. They didn't ask for it. I already did that. I'm training that they and their needs are important. They never seen me saying, hey guys, I'm having my needs today. I need to take a day off. There's frozen pizza, have fun. Nobody bothers me till tomorrow morning. They never experienced that. It's unheard of for you in your world. But that's what I was talking earlier. That's how we teach men how to show up and how to treat us, and that I'm important and I'm going to take care of myself. So then the second month, we're moving into psychology of relating. We're going to learn, in my opinion, one of the most important things, the difference between women's needs in a relationship and men needs in a relationship. For example, women's need in a relationship is closeness. Men's need in a relationship is appreciation. Even hearing this, I hope it gives you a lot of ideas and food for thought, and what issues and challenges that creates. Because if you approach relationship that he needs as much closeness as you do, this creates a problem in a relationship. He doesn't. That's why often he feels suffocated. And that's why he needs to feel appreciated. When you never appreciate him, he doesn't want to show up for you. And then we're wondering what's wrong. I read this book, How to Communicate. I'm communicating, he's not doing it, where he's not appreciated. His need, if your need is not fulfilled, you're not going to play any polarity game, because you don't feel seen. If I don't feel seen, why would I play with you? So that's a foundational and incredibly important thing to know and to understand. is the difference in needs. And we have a whole module when we talk about your needs in relationship, because you need to understand that. So then you know how to communicate that and explain to him what it is that you need and what are his needs in relationship. Then you have a call with men. It's a panel of 5 men from different walks of life, and they answer different types of questions, from how it is to have sex on the first date, would it impact how you think about me, to what it is safety and how they cultivate safety for a woman. So the range of questions is mind-blowing, and just seeing what they say, how they showed up, it gives you a perception, if you don't believe that there is different men in the world or that men really want to show up, it will show you, right, like that polarity and that expression of the masculine, that because you experience it already creates the, right, like the knowing in the system that that's there and I can have it. And this is my new normal template. So that call is phenomenal. And then we're going to have a live call with me coaching you, where you're going to bring your relationship dynamics and we're going to look into them and assess. So you're going to get live coaching from me. So that would be a live call again. And then our third month, we are connecting to your sensuality, sexuality, life force energy, creative energy. And we're going to have practices with desires, practices with actually creating a vision for your relationship. Now, with everything that you know, how do you want it to be? What is your new story? Very important. Very important, because we cannot just throw away the old story. We need to know what is the new story. And now you're already going to have a data, what working, what doesn't. You so many different other things about yourself. And that gives you a clarity what it is that you consciously want to create, what kind of relationship. And then we're doing a live call on the desire practice, which is amazing. We just did it with this cohort. My desires, like 5 or 10 of them, already like coming into reality. It's like magic at the feminine fingertips, and we rarely use it because, again, of the conditioning. Let me do this, let me fix this, let me power through. But there's also the magnetism, the allowing, the relaxing, and working on growing our receptivity. This is our power, untapped power and resource. And then we're going to have our coronation and celebration. That's also going to be a live call. And you will also have bonuses. You have pre-game modules. So if you're joining today, you have time to do the pre-game modules. And in pre-game modules, you're going to do beautiful practice on your parents. Maybe you've done it before, but there's always more. And the second practice will give you completely different lenses to see your parents and the biggest gifts from your parents. Because our parents, whether we like it or not, no matter how much work we did around them, is what we learned about love. So it's important to do a revision, what it is that I learned from them, because that would be still running my life. And the other practice that you have as a pre-game is emotional alchemy. It's a practice where no matter what traumatic experience you had in the past, and I guide you through, there's beautiful meditation to ground at the beginning, and then I guide you through the practice where you visualize what happened and you visualize completely different scenario, because your brain doesn't know what that is. And there is a powerful healing that is available through doing that. So if you have bad relationships, if you have traumatic divorce, if you have super negative experiences that are still haunting you, doing this practice would clear that and prepare you for everything else that we're going to be doing for the next 3 months. Now, the final thing that I will say is, when it comes, of course, to working with our love stories and the patterns that we had for a long time, what makes it harder is that we tie our identity to it. So it is a little bit harder process. It is a little bit harder surgery. But it is possible when we know what is the story? What is the survival mechanism that I develop? How I defend myself? Why it is no longer working me? And then knowing what to do differently. Accumulating all the knowledge through experience, and then rewiring how you show up as a woman. And you can read the testimonials in the Love Goddess experience, where a woman who didn't date for 10 years goes on the app. And then what she didn't share, what I know, she had a hell of the experience with somebody who she started dating. In the current Love Goddess program, somebody who got out of 20 years old marriage and just was seeing kind of on and off somebody for a year, now in a relationship with man who is asking her, so do you want to get married? Are you open to that? When we clear the field and when we start showing up differently, we don't have to manage things anymore. But right now, when you hear me, it might sound like I cannot believe that. So, and that's something like you have to choose to jump. And the program, the Love Goddess Experience program, you have a map, you have a guide, you have a community of people. So we hold each other. In my opinion, this is risk free. And the only thing is to bet for you is to bet on you. Am I showing up for myself? You can sign up right now with the special offer, which is $749 is the admission for the whole 3 months. That includes all the modules and live calls with me. And you have 6 months access to the library with everything. So you can rewatch it, you can work on it, you can watch all the master classes. So you're not like, oh my God, there's so much information. If you want to have 3 one-on-one coaching calls with me where you really want to go deep into your nuances, your relationship dynamics, you've been struggling with something for a long time and you really want like propelling accountability type of container, you can get a mentorship tier where you would have, in addition to modules, Telegram group, live calls, you will have 3 one-on-one 1-hour coaching sessions with me that you will schedule within the program. I know there are some people in Europe or some people who maybe don't want to be live on the calls. For you, you have a foundation package where you just get access to the recordings and the Telegram group. I will not be working on your particular cases and situations, but you will get a replays and maybe somebody who has similar things, you will see that. So that is the foundation package. In that case, you get access to the recordings. You're still part of the Telegram. You still participate in all the prizes that we're going to be doing for those who do the homeworks. And all of that, you're still part of a group. It's not like you just getting access and, you alone in the ocean. We're all moving together. It's just you choose which tier, which attention, and which guidance you would like to receive.